are being chased out. So if people who are causing carnage will be treated this way, they come in, I surrender, and then we accept you, and then we integrate you, then there is a problem there. So can you give us a brief about that, sir?
Well, it's not the first time that we are seeing, the government of these APC that have told Nigerians when they were coming in 2014 to wipe off, the terrorist activities that is happening in Nigeria. It is almost less than 13 months before this government is finally going to wind down. And yes, like you said, is a breaking news that was just coming up. Over 104 ISWAP fighters and family members have surrendered. The question then you should ask is, the previous one that have been surrendered to the government, where are they? What is the mechanism that has been put in place to make sure that, these people do not go back to the same activities? It is not the first time that the government keeps saying that, terrorists are surrendered because of, maybe a kind of an engagement. But Nigerians tend not to believe that, because we tend to see that most of them have either go back to the same activities. Nigeria is not like Europe, neither is it like other African countries that can have the mechanism, to trace, these kind of people, whether they can commit this offense back or not. But like you said, no fewer than 104 ISWAP fighters, which are known as the Islamic State West African Province, have surrendered to the Nigerian troops in Borno State.
Well, listen, that's a Starr radio UK. That's the breaking news that has come true. As and when we have more details of it, we'll be bringing it your way. But I'll go to Yomi once again. What is happening in Nigeria with the atmosphere? Over to you, sir.
Well, let's first talk about quick in terms of the update on Chief Sunday Igboho. Quite a lot of speculations of different news that have been circulating on the social media and likewise back in Nigeria. And the reason for that is, there was a news that came out in a couple of few hours, probably I think less than 24 hours, that his stay in Benin Republic has been extended by 6 months. Let me give a background, to what has actually happened, to those of our listeners that are listening from around the globe. Yes, we do know that Chief Sunday Igboho was stopped on his way to Benin Republic, to Germany with his wife on the 19th of July, after the Nigerian government decided to put a kind of a stop on his name. So that means while he was traveling through that airport, there was a search on his name, and the name popped up as somebody that had been of interest. He was detained, and then as we know, it is almost 6 months. But to the background of those that do not know, the clarity of what actually happened, when Chief Sunday Igboho was arrested, it is the duty of Benin Republic to make sure that since Chief Sunday Igboho did apply for what we call the political asylum, to be given what we call a kind of a security. That means, it becomes under the United Nations chapter that Chief Sunday Igboho is no longer an individual. He has become a political prisoner. And that means there was what we call a 6 month for the government of Benin Republic to make sure that Chief Sunday Igboho, for as long as he's still with them, nothing of such must happen to him. His security must be well secured. His welfare and his health care is very, very important. It's not the first time that we've seen such situation around the globe, and it will not be the first prisoner of conscience that has been detained in a country. We saw Julian Assange that was detained, that was running away for his life, eventually found himself in the Ecuadorian embassy for a very long time. So the 6 months that Chief Sunday Igboho has been held in Benin Republic has already elapsed on the 19th of January last month. That means another 6 months must be put in place to make sure that his welfare, his security, according to the United Nations Charter, is being maintained. And that has been the news that have literally went out of the, to the news back in Nigeria and around the globe. So we like to assure those that are worried and concerned that Chief Sunday Igboho going to be held for another 6 months. His release is still being continued, and as we speak to you, there is going to be a good news coming out very soon, but we can't go into too much details of that. But for those that are concerned, I believe, it is something that we talk about that before we go into some of the other headlines. I know you want me to come back into the studio because I can see your screen, which I'm definitely going to be coming back again. It is Starr Radio UK, your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. Yes, we're not at home at the moment, but like you say, we're always on the road to make sure we deliver the news, wherever the news catches up to give it to those that are listening to us, especially the Yorubas that have become more concerned in the last 24 hours when the news that has broke out that Chief Sunday Igboho will be detained for another 6 months. There is no cause for alarm, and I can assure everyone that is listening today, right now, as a spokesman for Chief Sunday Igboho, his welfare is very good, his healthcare is very good, but we need to make sure he can get out of Benin Republic to get a better health facility. Apart from we all know that African countries do not have those kind of standard, but in terms of the 6 month clarity, that is exactly what has happened. 6 months was signed at the beginning of when we put in an application for his political asylum. That means he's no longer a person of just ordinary anymore. It has become a kind of what we call under the United Nations Charter, and the 6 months has elapsed. Another 6 months was put in place so that we don't know the federal government might want to do something nasty, and that means the Benin Republic, according to the international law, will be held responsible for that.
Okay, interesting one then. And has his lawyers had direct contact with him at all?
Well, yeah, like I said, his lawyer are still in contact with him. Let us also remember, I have also spoken to, some of the representatives in Benin Republic this morning. I had the opportunity to speak to, the leader of the Ilana Omodua, Professor Banji Akintoye. I spoke to the deputy, and yes, they are also on the ground there, since Chief Sunday Igboho has been detained. And I can assure everybody, those that are listening to us again, that there is no cause for alarm, especially those that are concerned that maybe Chief Sunday Igboho will be in Benin Republic for another 6 months.
So if it happens that the application that you are talking about for his release is done, and we know that there's 6 months, if that they finish the first 6 months, they are looking at the next 6 months. Now, as the application goes through, where is it going to be? Is it going to live in Benin as a political refugee, or is it going to be moving to Nigeria, or is it going to go overseas, go to Germany, or where he was supposed to be?
Well, the way it works is for those that understand how, something that links to the United Nations, the way it works, especially when you're applying for asylum. Asylum, will granted at the first point of the country where you're applying the asylum. A lot of Nigerians have traveled to UK and claim asylum. That means this is going to be your first point of contact. Should you travel out of this country without concluding that application, and then your name flags up in another European country, then they would have to retrieve back these details of where you're coming from. But since Chief Sunday Igboho has applied for political asylum in Benin Republic, that will be the first point of contact for him. And if he's then to be released as a political prisoner, he can have access to travel to any part of the world should he want to, but he also have a kind of a 3 month that he has to return back to Benin Republic. That is the way the process works, and that is exactly why the 6 month was signed at the beginning of his detention after we put in an application for asylum on behalf of him and the legal team in Benin Republic.
Okay, listen, there's some updates from Benin Republic pertaining to Chief Sunday Igboho. So some good news coming from there. Be rest assured, the lawyers and the big brains are doing everything possible to make sure of his release, or if he has to stay there, it's safe to stay in there. Security-wise, health-wise, welfare-wise, everything is being given. Okay, we have Mr. Olaimi Koiki in town, bringing you updates from Nigeria. So let's go back to him on some of the other stuff. So back to you, Young.
Well, as usual, a president that loves to travel out of Nigeria, he believes more Nigerians probably would love to see him traveling around the globe, global trotting, you might call it. Yes, that is the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The jacketing Nigerian president Buhari has left now to Ethiopia, while Nigerians will continue to ask the question, especially with the burning issues of so many activities happening in Nigeria. Buhari said Nigeria will continue to support effort in a peaceful coexistence and unity. I'm not sure there's a lot of unity in Nigeria at present, but the president is trying to solve more unity in the African borderline as well. So President Muhammadu Buhari has left Addis Ababa, the capital of Ethiopia, for Abuja, Nigerian seat of government. The Nigerian president, who has been across the world in the last 5 months, was in Ethiopia for the 35th section of the assembly of what we call the African Union Head of State and Government. So like I said, there's a lot of pressure in Nigeria, but the president is already on his way down to Addis Ababa. Also, one of the popular singers in northern Nigeria regrets supporting President Muhammadu Buhari for the election. A lot of Nigerians will be reviewing whether, the situation of the 2023, which is about under 370 days or less than that, as according to the Starr Radio countdown. A popular singer in the northern Nigeria has now regret supporting Buhari election during the 2014-2019. Also, in terms of kidnapping, we saw like the first headline, ISWAP, 104 of them are now surrendering themselves back to the Nigerian military force. But that is not ending the atrocity. A video was just sent to me by another diaspora, an Italian Nigerian woman that have went to Nigeria for whatever reason, but I can assure you now, she was kidnapped, she was macheted. I've seen the video, her leg was literally used as a kind of a meat cut, and that just to tell the family that they were more a kind of not joking with the family. She has been released. She's currently replicating back in the hospital, but after paying a 5,000 euro, according to the video that has been released, by and I've been able to speak to one of the contacts that has a very close relationship with this woman in Italy this morning. But like I said, it is not just that alone. The other headline says terrorists kidnap a Catholic priest and kill the cook in Kaduna. Terrorism is still a very big problem in Nigeria. More Nigerians are still facing a daily base of insecurity, and this is a question why a lot of Nigerians will want to know, while the president is jetting around demanding unity. We've explained this headline says Igboho detention by 6 months is inhumane and commendable, according to Shehu Sani. Shehu Sani is one of the former senators of Nigeria. At the beginning of this broadcast, Chief Sunday Igboho being put another 6 months is nothing more than a security concern that is normal thing to do when you apply for a political asylum in whatever country you are. For those that have applied for asylum in America, in Canada, your security is important to that country, regardless of whether that asylum is genuine or not, or approved or not. But what we can say is Chief Sunday Igboho will be released very soon, and that does not deter, the continuation of his being released out of Benin Republic. So according to this headline, a former senator representing Kaduna Central, Shehu Sani, has reacted to the report that the government of Benin Republic has extended the incarceration of the Yoruba Nation activist Chief Sunday Igboho. We can also confirm that the Benin Republic have now sent another document back to the Nigerian government to say that they've been able to do all their findings and they can't find anything on him. So hopefully very soon there'll be a good news, but we can't say more than that as I speak to you right now. So I'm going to take more headline, come back again to you in the studio. It is still Starr Radio UK, your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. It's coming up to exactly 11:29 a.m. here in London, reporting from outside as well. Another headline is coming. Herdsmen go about with guns destroying our farms. Our people are starving, according to Ogunbiyi in Ekiti State. I spoke to one of our listeners on one of the programs we did over the weekend. This is a man that has 25 acres of land, but that land has been entirely abandoned because of the terrorism of kidnapping and killing in Akure, where this particular gentleman has his 25 acres. Another person called me and said he has almost the same amount of land. And this is why more Nigerians are going into, poverty line, because more Nigerians cannot have access to some of these farms. That means it becomes a threat, of what we call food security. The regent of Oke-Ado in Ekiti State, Princess Tuniade Ogunbiyi, tells one of the reporters that farmers in the agrarian community can no longer go to their farms, while many people, for security reasons, are leaving for other communities following the destructive activities of the Fulani herdsmen in the area. Can you recall when the Fulani herdsmen got to Oke-Ako? This is a question being thrown to one of these, princess that is being like what we call, a small community, but we have each community that has their own, whether a first-class king or a second or third-class king. They had been around in the forest since I got to know them, even when my father was alive. But then they were friendly until over 10 years ago when they started causing problems. So in the last 10 years, thereabout, we've seen more activities, more kidnapping, and this is the reason why Chief Sunday Igboho eventually came out as well to say we cannot continue to have more Nigerians and the Yoruba tribe being killed by the Fulani herdsmen. This time last year, Mr. Achi, remember Starr Radio UK and myself, we were on the ground in Nigeria. I did follow him to Igboho, at the beginning of January, I think around the 15th of January. Until we speak today, we can still see that the atrocity, the carnage, the killings of some of these activities of these terrorists is still happening presently as we speak. So the headline says, Herdsmen go about with guns, destroying our farms. Our people are starving. And people will continue to starve when they can't get to the farm to do the normal things that they have to do. I'm going to take one or two more headlines, come back again to you in the studio. We've also seen the case of, one of the social lights, as you might call them in Nigeria, where somebody was killed in his hotel. The case is tend to become where injustice will not be served. We're talking about, the founder of Oduduwa, University in Nigeria, Adedoyin, where Timothy was killed in his hotel. An MBA student that was taking his exam, but eventually was killed, was wrapped in the bedsheet of this hotel, was buried without the consent of the authority, without the consent of his family. This case has now generated a lot of controversy because this particular person that owns the hotel, the son is on the run. We can find the son, but it seems justice might not be served. But also, sometimes when justice is not about to serve, we also still have some of the legal representative that can still do the due job as well. So the senior advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, have said and assured the family he will not be taking any money and is going to be taking this case on board to make sure that justice is served to Timothy that was killed inside this particular hotel somewhere in the southwest of Nigeria. So also I'm going to take one more, then come back again to you in the studio. It is still Star Radio UK, your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London, as we continue to monitor all the news that is happening in Nigeria and some of the news that is also happening outside Nigeria. I'm not sure how APC in less than 13 months will be able to develop Nigeria, but according to the Senate President, APC is now in a hurry to develop Nigeria. More Nigerians are asking the question, is it a total breakup, self-determination, revolution, restructuring? It's all the mixed bag. So this Wednesday, before we come back to you in the studio, we're going to be reviewing what has been the past mark of this government since they came to power. I'll come back again now to you in the studio, Mr. Archie.
Listeners, updates from Nigeria, from Solani's location this morning, outside in town, by a screw fixed shop, and we'll tell you more about where he is in a moment. But, doing an assessment of the government, how do you see that? Because you did say earlier on that a musician backed the president, or yes, during the election, he said, I've regretted doing so. So, if you look at Nigeria as a whole, okay, taking yourself out of it, standing outside and looking in, how do you see the way people assess the governance by the federal government?
Well, there's a lot that you can assess this government. The first thing is, job creation for the youth. I mean, we still have, high percentage of more Nigerians in their millions that are out of job. We have people that have masters in physics that is selling pure water on the street of Ondo State. We have, people in the southeast. We have the northwest that has been ravaging, with the insecurity where more Nigerians can no longer live in their homes. They are now, being held in the IDP camp. So we have to assess this government on security, education, on welfare. I was looking at the central bank, message that came out, I think in the last couple of days as well, which is, saying that we now have less than 40 million in our reserve. That means because of the less production in Nigeria, almost everything is imported into the country. And that also have a big impact, into the economy. The debt Nigeria is owing to the international community, the next 6 generation will still have to be paying some of this debt. And these are the things that we have to ascertain, because this government said they wanted to come to power to rescue Nigeria, bring in a change. Even the current national leader of the party that have now jet back to Nigeria after coming here to UK in the last 1 week, that says he's going to take up from where Buhari stopped. I don't think a lot of Nigerians wants to believe, Bola Tinubu, that will take back, Nigeria from where it is. I will also play a video maybe tomorrow when we're broadcasting from home, where Okorocha says he's now the new pilot to make Nigeria drive to the next destination.
Everybody's putting themselves in a position for that. My listeners will be telling you how many days, how many hours more for that election to take place. But you want restructuring, or maybe the APC's developmental project that they are undertaking at the moment, would that actually tease you? From here,
So we're gonna go straight to some of the trending news on the Twitter. A lot of people are celebrating the Senegal winning yesterday as well. But the other question is more Nigerians are now getting engaged, especially as the 2023 becomes a countdown. So let's look at some of the tweets that is coming out at exactly 11:37. I was literally listening to Dele Farotimi, one of these legal representative and a critics of this government as well, in some of what he was saying. Advocacy is the result of many decades of injustice meted out against not just Nigerians, but also the Yoruba. This is coming from Ilana UK Twitter handle as well. I'm going to take one more from them, then look at what is trending when you put in the Nigerian search on the search button inside the tweet this morning. Quite a lot of mixed bag. Let's first talk about Ifa Funshaw _Funshaw. Buhari, who locked up Sunday Igboho in the prison in Benin Republic, was once threatened the breakup of Nigeria in March 2000. So a lot of things that Buhari have said himself is what this Twitter handle is saying. He wasn't arrested or kidnapped like it did to Nnamdi Kanu, that was kidnapped back from Kenya to Nigeria, or got invaded by the DSS. Yoruba people are their own enemy. Even Sheikh Gumi, that we all know, is working freely. Also, according to Amaka Ekowo, Biafra separatist leader adopted by Nigeria from Kenya, say family member. So this is coming from those from the Biafra side as well. Also, let's look at some other history coming out of Nigeria in terms of the tweet this morning. For the first time in the history of Nigeria, we will field a cross-country scale at the Winter Olympic, introducing Sam Ikpafon, who not only is first Nigeria to qualify for the Olympic, but also the first male athlete to make the Winter Games, which is still currently going on as well. Also, this one says goodbye Nigeria. It looks like somebody that is traveling out of Nigeria, probably saying goodbye. I'm not sure. Maybe it's going to be coming back to Nigeria as well. So that is also coming from the Twitter. There's a video that is also trending. I'm not too sure whether that video was shot in Nigeria, but you can see these women carrying AK-47. Some say it's in Ethiopia, some say it's in northern Nigeria, but they are so excited with this AK-47, and they kept dancing and singing the song. And this video has been trending across every part of the social media. And this headline says on the Twitter, can any community in the region in Nigeria exercise this right, if not the Fulanis in the northern part of Nigeria? ? Nigerian police officers are standing watching them as they showcase their personal AK-47. No community in the Biafra land can do this. No community in the Oduduwa land can do this as well. Also, one of the lead activists during NSAS, she has been very, very engaged, with the Nigerians, talking about the election. Her name is Rino Oduala. Once you leave Nigeria and start living and working abroad, your prayer point change, because the working system you meet there provide most of your original prayer point. You will begin to worship and praise God for who He is and not just for what He can do for you. More Nigerians are praying that their road be fixed. More Nigerians are praying for almost everything. But on the other side here this morning, Mr. Archie, it is very cold, but I can assure you, we hardly pray for the council to fix the road. I was literally at Brixton yesterday, and I was looking at the Lambeth Council, where I was doing a short presentation, and the question is, what is the essence of having 774 local government that are not functioning to the fullest? But more Nigerians might not understand that until you leave the country called Nigeria. I'm gonna come back again now to you in the studio.
Well, listen, that's wonderful update from Nigeria. How many councils do we have in Nigeria at the moment? But that's the question. But while you come here and you can hold the councils to task, and they don't have to make your bill up. You call them and complain about that. Something would definitely be done about it. But what do we see in our part of the world? Well, that is Mr. Lani bringing you update from Nigeria. But there's another story that has popped up. Let's see whether maybe we find a chance to listen to it. Lion Mohammed has sued the publisher, demanding 15 billion naira for alleged fraud. The Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lion Mohammed, has dragged an online publisher before a high court at the Federal Capital Territory in Abuja over alleged libelous publication. The minister, in the suit filed by the lawyer Tofik Ayaya against the online publisher Jackson, who they joined the editor of the publication, Uduma Mba, as the second defendant in the matter. Now, do you have any information about this story?
Well, I saw that headline. As much as you already picked on it already. The government of this APC will be remembered for a very, very long time. Especially somebody like Lai Mohammed. His name is Lai, but more Nigerians have decided to spell it Lair by adding a bit of R to it. That means somebody that lies. As much as he wants to also, this publisher be sued for 50 billion. The question is, more Nigerians would like to sue Lai Mohammed for also putting more Nigerians in a kind of a cruise that has made Nigeria what it is today. I mean, you expect an information minister, to deliver the best information to Nigerians, but that doesn't happen in Nigeria. So we see how it goes. But this country, Nigeria, more Nigerians will remember this government after they've left or whatever happened after 2023. Well, I'm actually, very close to Watam Cross, where, Walthamstow rather, this morning on a very bright, sunny, but slightly a little bit cold. But again, as part of what we are doing, there's a lot of work that we are doing behind the scene, and more Nigerians and more Yorubas as well will be getting this information because we have a lot package that will be coming up very soon. Like I said, stay tuned on Starr Radio UK. Stay tuned on Niger Voices every Wednesday from 1800 hours, where we give you all the news about what is happening in Nigeria, especially as more Yorubas, more Biafrans, revolution, restructuring. And just before I go, I might want to pick on this as well as the last one, where one of the first royal, the first class monarch in Nigeria has also continued to also say something, especially, when people like that speaks, more Nigerians also listen as well. And this is, the Alaafin of Oyo that says that if the country does not kind of get a bit of restructuring, we are not going anywhere. I'm just trying to find out if I can quickly pick that headline. Yes, it says, and I quote, there will be no progress in Nigeria, according to Alaafin of Oyo, a very first-class monarch, well-respected not just in Nigeria, not just in Africa, but global as well. No progress without restructuring Nigeria, says Alaafin of Oyo, Oba Lamidi Adeyemi. The Alaafin of Oyo, Oba Lamidi Adeyemi, has said there will not be meaningful progress in the country except there's restructuring. It's going to be an interesting one as we are approaching 2023. Restructuring, self-determination, revolution, take down the constitution. It's all the mixed bag, but we'll be discussing more of that. The monarch said this at the unveiling of a book, I Love Nigeria, My Country, in Lagos on Thursday. The event was also witnessed the unveiling of the translation of Nigerian constitution to Yoruba, Hausa, and Igbo language. But more Nigerians will be asking, what is the essence of a military decree 24 by translating it to all this language? Because that 1999 constitution is one of the biggest scam, biggest fraud of the century that you can think of, when those young military guys decided to sit down around the table, put out a constitution, use that against all Nigerians, unlock the potentials of millions of Nigerians, both at home and outside the country. So that constitution, even according to Pastor Paul Adefarasi, must be taken down, and nobody should be going into another election based on that constitution.
Yes, listeners, it is Starr Radio UK. Let me acknowledge Anthony Adedeji. Thank you very much for joining us. But those of you who are watching us on the Facebook, some of the stories are there, the headlines are there. Go there, look at it, or listen to us on the broadcast that we've done, and you have a more understanding of what we are discussing. Tomorrow you can also follow the voice discussion as well. Yomi, let's say thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We'll be back again. I'm not going to stay too because I have to go now, but I've already put out a broadcast video outside for our concern. I'll rather only listen to what I've put out. If you haven't watched that video, timeline, go and watch the video, and that will give you the clarity. Any other thing you're listening to, any other news you're hearing outside what I've said will probably put you under more pressure. So, just to give more a bit of, because I have to go now. I'm kind of a bit time consumed this morning. So all I'm going to say is regarding that issue that has been trending, whether Chief Sunday Igboho will be there for 6 months. it's all got to do with the United Nations, policy that any country that you apply for asylum, there must be a 6-month guarantee that nothing must happen to the person inside that country. Just as you apply for asylum in abroad, those of us that have applied for asylum, you know yourself, that means 6 months must be guaranteed. 6 months as a lab for Chief Sunday last month, and that is why another 6 months has been added to that. Does not mean he will be in Benin Republic for the next 6 months. Have a very good morning, and I'll be back again for more discussion on that later on, maybe this evening. My name is Olami Koiki, and also whatever I say is a guarantee and authentic. If you listen to any other person, you're probably going to be misled, and that is something I cannot deal with. You have to deal with what I say, not what other people say, because I still remain the first and only spokesman for Chief Sunday Adeyemo Igboho. Gbogbo ẹnu dẹ̀ ni mo fi sọ, gbogbo tí bá dẹ̀ ti sọ, òun gangan ni kẹ́ gbọ́. So tẹ́ bá tún gbọ́ nǹkan míì, there's nothing I can do to that. Have a very good morning. Bye for now.